Hello and welcome to Last Time On. This is the podcast for people who want to watch all this prestige television, but who's got time for it?
I know I don't.
And I don't either. And you're listening to the only podcast where 2 out of 3 hosts are shooting blanks.
Woohoo!
So, well, in a day. And
by
also
the time this comes
not
out.
True.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't know where you're going to get your vasectomy, Ben, but
I'm going to the doctor. The
Well,
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Not a restaurant, not a doctor.
Gas stations are not clinics.
Gas station vasectomy. Oh,
Well,
Oh, that's the name of a punk band.
yeah. So they give you. So I had to go in twice. The second time I actually had to go into a surgeon, but the first time there was a procedure that was supposed to be done in the doctor's office. And see, they made the mistake of giving me the prescription for, I think it was Valium, or I don't know what it was, but I was supposed to take it half an hour before the procedure. I took it as soon as I got it from the pharmacy, and things didn't go well. Just FYI, hi everyone, this is Victor, your internet dumbass, to tell you what not to do.
All right. I haven't gotten a prescription for anything, but we'll see
they're
how
supposed to
tomorrow
give you
goes.
something to, I don't know, unless they're going to do a local anesthetic or something. I don't know. The listeners in the Discord, if any of you have performed a vasectomy on someone before, tell us.
Yeah,
Give us
listeners
the
in
deals.
the Discord, if you've gotten the cone, what are your number one tips for not gnawing on your stitches?
Yeah, for me, they had to put cones on my hands.
My hardest part is I've actually been really
It
good
won't
about
be, but-
biking this year.
Really?
I've biked 500 miles so far this year.
Dude, you should join me next year. I'm planning on putting together a team to do the MS-150 if you can make it down to Texas by any chance.
But why? It would be for this. Yeah, no, I've been biking half an hour, 9 miles. So averaging at
Badass.
least 18 miles an hour. Which then I looked up how fast do pro bikers go, and I'm just like, I'm instantly humbled.
Yeah, they're insane, but they also weigh 90 pounds.
Yeah.
And are
He's on a stationary. I've been meaning to ask, actually, because you bought the stationary bike that you have on my recommendation.
Yeah.
So we have the same stationary bike. How are you liking it?
I like it a lot, although I'm keeping it at resistance 7, and I bike for an hour. I need to get like sandbags or something because I'm going so hard, like my front end's kicking up.
Yeah,
So
I start
you got
at
like a
7, then
recumbent?
kick it to 10 after about 5 minutes usually.
Yeah, enjoying it a lot. Like I've biked 500 miles this year, and like I've been feeling really good. And now I'm about to have 2 weeks where I can't bike at all, and I'm like, please, Ben, do not have 2 weeks turn into 4 weeks, turn into hey, why have I put 20 pounds back on?
Yeah.
It's because you haven't been working out, Ben.
So is it a recumbent bike where you you sit down, or is it a? Because Kareen's got an exercise bike here that she offered to let me use, but it's upright where you're riding it like a regular ass bicycle.
It's
and
both.
I can't.
Like you can
Is it?
switch it.
Yeah.
I like it. So it's hard if it's in recumbent mode. It's a lot easier to watch something.
Yeah.
If you're in I'm on a bike mode, it's a lot easier to bike.
I can't do regular bikes anymore, dude. My lower back it's got all kinds of problems, and it ends up. I bike once, and I have back pain for 3 days, so I have to use a recumbent bike. So I'm planning on getting one of those for the MS-150. Just gonna be like
this one
doing it in style.
This stationary bike Xhafer and I use was what, $90?
Yeah, it's
Dude,
super
send me a
cheap
link
on
to that.
Amazon.
That's way better than anything I've found for.
Yeah.
It's
not
solid,
comfortable.
No.
But
Well.
you're good on it.
but it folds up all the way, and then you can have it be like high or then low. And so I keep it in my living room so
Yeah.
I can just pull it out when I'm watching TV.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah. No,
convenient.
seriously, send me the link to that because I need to get my fat ass.
See, when
back
I
into
pull it
shape.
out while we're watching TV, Glow's like, "We've got company."
Yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing? We talked about this.
No, but I have mine in my basement. I watch YouTubes while I'm on it,
Nice.
or John Wick movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of whipping it out in the basement, today we are covering Billions season 6 episode
9. Hindenburg.
69. Nice. Why didn't I catch that before?
I don't know. I'm
69.
ashamed of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, the downfall of Chuck Rhodes.
Yeah.
That's what I got in my notes here anyway.
I start with a not so fun fact. They allude to this in the episode, but the reason you never see a picture of the Hindenburg when it's not on fire is because that bitch was covered in swastikas.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh,
interesting. Huh.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it's a Nazi plane
Right.
airship.
Yeah.
Dirigible.
Yeah. Before we were fighting them, obviously, because it
Yes.
blew
Right.
up in upstate New York. If
I
memory
thought it
serves.
was New Jersey.
Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
I know at several times it docked in New York.
Yeah.
The top of the Empire State Building was designed as a Zeppelin docking port.
Yeah.
God, I so wish we could have adopted Zeppelins as a viable means of transportation somehow.
I know, they're so nice.
Yeah.
But I also know you'd appreciate this as a fellow trainman.
Yeah, train enjoyer.
Man, whatever happened to blimps?
Yeah, where it's just like, hey, I don't care if I get there as fast as humanly possible. This
I
is
just wanna
so
be
much
able to
nicer
chill.
than being on a bus.
Oh my god, yeah. Amtrak coach is about equivalent to Delta first class as far as like legroom and comfortability.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And
Glow
it's,
and I went on Amtrak for our honeymoon.
That's the best. That's awesome. Did you get a sleeper cabin? Bound chicka wow
We
wow.
just went from
Oh, man.
from
You gotta-
Ann Arbor to Chicago. It was a 4-hour train.
You got to join the mile long club.
I don't know if there was a sleeper cab on that ride, just because it was 4 hours.
Also,
yeah.
you'd have to make it more than a minute
Oh,
for
that's-
the speed the train's going. Mile long. Yeah.
Jafar, you and your math jokes.
I think that was a Ben's really fast at sex joke, but okay.
Put it in
I
my
didn't
head,
say
like a
which
mile,
of you.
a
To
mile
be
per
fair.
minute is
Just that it'd
mile
be
per
over,
minute is
60
miles
miles
an
per
hour.
hour.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
which I'm assuming is the average speed of a train.
and is the average speed of. Okay. Well,
Probably
anyway, back to the
slower than
episode.
But we now have a new villain.
Yeah, I called it. I want my points.
So I'm going to say last time on, COVID trapped Damian Lewis in England, and they had to make plans. Because
Actually, a very good.
this
last
episode
time
came
on.
out in 2022.
Yeah.
2021 is when they would have been filming it. I don't know if they just got tired of having the same villain, but we've got a new villain. This is Prince. Prince has been elevated from side, like, referential character in our last episode to our new big bad. And as Victor
Yeah.
pointed out, it is the
It's the
bad
yellow-
guy from Ant-Man.
It's the yellow jacket.
Ant-Man was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
Ant-Man was
Enjoyed it.
solid. Quantumania was so bad.
Really? I get that. I thought it was a fun turn your brain movie.
It was fun,
so.
but the CGI was jarring.
It was pretty horrible, yeah. Which apparently I've heard from multiple sources that when there's bad CGI, it's not because they didn't spend enough money on it. It's because the studios rushed the programmers to get it
Yeah.
out. The CGI can be really good when it's well done. I
Can
didn't
I-
even realize until after the fact that enemy fighter jets in Maverick were completely CGI. And that's an example of really good CGI because I had no fucking idea. But average Marvel movie,
Yeah.
they want to crank them out so they can get those dollar bills rolling in.
It's out in a week and a half,
I
right?
hope it's good.
It better be good.
It's almost all practical effects.
Thank
wow.
God.
Whenever they could, they went practical.
And that is the thing I like about James Gunn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the suits are really there. They're not just green screen suits or whatever, mocaps. It shows, too. You can tell. It just feels better.
I was
watching
not
the
even going to
trailers.
care about this movie. I feel like there have been too many damn Superman movies to begin with until I saw Crypto, and I'm in it for the dog.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There's
this looks really good.
there's-
And I will say that the Supergirl movie, that's the next one that comes out,
oh,
Woman of Tomorrow, is based off of one of my favorite comic book miniseries of all time. So I'm really looking forward to that. It is not what you expect out of a like Superman, Supergirl story, really. It very much is one.
they're Supergirl, aren't they?
They were casting everybody.
Well, yeah,
damn it.
yeah. It's Millie Alcock from Game of Thrones.
Oh, well, that's a
House
good
of the
one.
Dragon.
She's pretty epic.
Yeah. Everyone in the Superman cast, I wholeheartedly believe is going to nail it. I think everyone's perfectly cast in that movie.
I'm just sad we'll never get a screen version of my favorite DC story, which is the DC Bombshells. Just because it is one of those things that's like, you want to say, Ben, this is like the author's poorly disguised fetish. And I'm like, yeah, but this is a bunch of ladies writing this. So at least they're ladies writing ladies. And I like the World War II aesthetic.
Yes.
And I like a Batgirl who's just beating somebody to death with a bat.
Yeah, the first Captain America movie was my favorite, just because it had that that old timey aesthetic going on. But anyway,
but we have Prince staring over his little town.
Mm-hmm.
It's a quiet village, and he's ripping down a poster as Chuck shows up to be like, "Hey, man, you're like me. We take losses in stride." And Prince is like, "The fuck we do."
That's not what he says.
Yeah.
He very specifically says, we soak in our defeat.
Yeah.
Right.
Which leads me to ask Victor.
Yeah.
As the Mormon.
As the Mormon. Do you have feelings about soaking
Oh, God, soaking.
in defeat?
I had never heard of that back when I was probably because I left when I was an early teenager. 13.
Okay.
I just stopped going, so we didn't get to the rules about soaking.
Okay.
But no, it's funny. There is quite a bit of things I've been recently revisiting because I'm just old enough to understand this shit now.
Yeah.
But something I just looked into just a couple days ago was I remember one of the church elders when I was like 11 or 12 was talking to me about a program that they had where I forget which pineapple company it was. I don't think it was Dole. I think it was a different one. I don't remember. But what they would do is you'd go out to Hawaii where you'd picking pineapples in a field. You don't get paid for it. Like, they pay you, but you have to pay as a fucking child, as a minor. You have to pay for your own meals, pay for your own plane ticket, and then by the time this whole summer internship thing is done, you break even. So I was like, at the time it sounded like, okay, you get a vacation, but no, turns out picking pineapples in Hawaii is like backbreaking labor that they're getting children to do. And yeah, there's all kinds of bad shit that went down, as you can imagine, that goes with youth in a church and child labor in the, I was about to say foreign country, but in the non-continuous United States on an island somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to go down a rabbit hole,
If you're going to spend your summer working, why not be in Hawaii?
Yeah, I found there's a great subreddit called Ex-Mormon, and there was people who had some great stories about it, and some people who had some really not great stories about it. Anyway, I won't get into it too much. Let's just say I've never done soaking.
There are times when an ordinary Super Soaker just won't do. Introducing the Super Soaker 200.
They almost agree to a truce here.
Almost.
Chuck and Prince. And then they're like, or maybe absolute violence.
Yeah.
Chuck's like, how about you sell us all the property? So it seems like last time on, Prince bought a ton of property, counting on New York City winning the Olympics.
Yeah.
And they didn't win the Olympics.
No, this went to L.A., actually.
Yeah, I looked that up as well. There are all kinds of signs here. This is New York 2028 for the Olympics. Mm-hmm. And they didn't win the bid, which I could have told you because, fuck, guys, seriously, how the hell would you hold the Olympics in New York City?
You go to all of Prince's venues.
But how is there even any New York City?
Even the L.A. Olympics has satellite stuff in Oklahoma City.
Oh, God. See, what are they going to do? They're going to downhill ski through downtown Manhattan? What are they going to do?
The Paris Olympics had stuff on a fucking cruise ship, right?
Oh, my God.
Like out in Bermuda? Like, it's all over the place these days.
I was always curious about that. So does the city build, when a city wins the Olympics, do they have to go out and build an Olympic track?
They build an Olympic village, which is one, housing for all the people, and then new facilities in conjunction with the stuff they already have. And then
they gotta have
every city eventually loses out on it because the short-term tourism bump does not match the we built an indoor cycling arena that no one's using now because it's not the Olympics. And so every city has lost money hosting the Olympics.
That sounds about right. Yeah, that's.
I know,
which is why they should
Atlanta-
just build a place where they just do the Olympics.
That would make
in
more sense.
Vegas.
Yeah,
I would have gone with
Why
like
not?
in Athens.
I'd prefer, but
But
if
I
we're
also
being
have
realistic-
I still have it, a card that if I fill it out and send it back to the wonderful people at whatever, I'm blanking
The
on his
IOC?
name.
the
No,
International
the
Olympic
guy
Committee.
the guy who made all of the Doctor Strange movies and made Hercules,
Oh,
I mean,
Raimi,
but not the brother
Sam.
Sam. Sam Raimi, not what's his brother?
Okay, what the fuck does Sam Raimi have to do with the Olympics? I'm dying over here.
I've got a letter that if I fill it out, I might get to go to the 2000 Athens Olympics with Kevin Sorbo.
Hercules.
That was the biggest letdown since my first Tinder date. Dude,
So Prince goes to the office. Speaking of letdowns, Prince goes to the office, and who is there with him?
Kate Sacker.
Kate
is
and
that
Wags.
bitch.
Yeah.
Traitors all.
I have a
That
theory
this makes
about
me
this.
really think that Damian Lewis is just not able to get back to the country. Is Wags is like the most loyal person, just like, I'm down with whatever Axe says. And in this scene, he's just like, Prince, whatever you say, I'm down with whatever you say. And it's just like, did we just control find Axe for Prince?
It feels that way.
A little bit.
Yeah.
It's
In
like,
fact,
whatever you boss.
I actually was going to ask you what happened her, Ben, but you've already done it. So
I cut you off at the pass. COVID fucked this show.
Yeah. After this, we cut over to Deva, who is a new character. I'm guessing this is Kate's backfill based off of everything we see. She's at this really posh club where they're not letting her in because she's not a member. even
Also
though
because
meeting
she's a
someone.
brown lady.
I'm sure that's part of it.
Doesn't
Chuck
even allow her to
decides to-
wait in the waiting room. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
Chuck meets up with her while they're waiting for whoever the actual member is. Decides to target a private park that is in the open in the city.
Yeah, so it is a place that is a private park. Some woman with a pram and a baby is just like, but let me in. Oh, man, fuck you. You won't let me in. This guy's just like, no, fuck you. I'm making big deals on my speakerphone.
Mm-hmm. Pram, is that what it's... I've never heard it called that before. A little baby.
A stroller.
Wow, I've never heard it called that before. Huh, weird.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about babies, so... How are they made? And listeners in the Discord, tell me how babies are made.
Hey, Victor, it's me, your internet dad. And since you've had a vasectomy, you don't need to worry about this, bud.
Ah, that is so true. It's so great to hear those words. So, yeah, and who is it? Who is this loudmouth jackass on the phone? Holy shit, it's Sliders Guy, also known as Commander Ransom on Lower
He
Decks.
shows up later.
Captain.
Captain Ransom.
It's Commander Ransom.
Oh, for
It's
the most
Captain.
No,
part. Okay.
it's not.
But I thought this was him in the...
He shows up
in
at.
the scene.
He shows up. He is the trustee for the place that the guy was bitching in. He shows up in a scene and a half. But also, this is my way of being like, "Hey, give me season 6 of Lower Decks, and I'll call him Captain Ransom."
Yeah.
Hoping that somebody from Paramount is
No.
listening.
No one from Paramount is listening. If they were, they wouldn't give a fuck. Fuck Paramount Plus. They cancel everything good, and they give us more fucking seasons of trash.
Yeah.
They also don't keep track of what episodes I'm currently watching.
The app is the worst. I hate it. Everything Paramount Plus. If you're listening, give me Strange New World screeners and I'll say something nice. But until then,
I'll
fuck
say something
Paramount
nice if you
Plus.
say something nice to me. I'm a very pleasant person, and I'm a people pleaser.
Also, apparently, Strange New Worlds has already given its end date. Paramount Plus is...
It's getting a short season 5.
Yeah. So,
But that
full
means
of
we still
horseshit.
have, as of recording, more than half of Strange New Worlds left. So
Yeah.
that's nice.
That is nice. At
We've
this
got
point,
all of season
I'm
3,
ready.
all of season 4, and a short season 5.
I'm ready for Star Trek to get bought by Disney as well. Like I'm done with Paramount. They have not been good stewards of the Star Trek IP. Give it to Disney.
Their
Everything's
CEO
going to
doesn't
Disney
give a
anyway.
fuck, and Kurtzman is a fucking wreck.
Yeah.
Kurtzman wants to give us more Section 31 and less Strange New Worlds, and to him I say, fuck you.
I want more of both. Give me all of everything.
Did you watch Section 31, Ben?
The best
Because
thing...
I made it about 25 minutes before I'm all like, this is objectively trash.
But it's got
And
Sam Richardson.
I love Sam Richardson. And I still... Have you watched it, Ben?
I'm waiting for my wife to get to the point in Discovery where we can watch it.
Yeah.
You don't need to. Nothing to
Don't-
do with Discovery. It's got nothing to do with Star Trek, honestly.
I also love Michelle Yeoh despite
Oh.
all of her
Yeah.
very pro
Oh.
China stuff.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. See, I've decided to
Yeah.
just stop paying attention to celebrity gossip as much as I possibly can because it just
She
ruins
and
everything for me. I don't
Jackie
need to
Chan
know.
are just
I don't
like,
need to know.
I love you guys, but hey, you don't have to go to bat for the Chinese Communist Party.
Sometimes it's not really their call. I remember when John Cena had to make an apology for referring to Hong Kong as a country. Stupid. But anyway.
Yep.
Anyway, enough about China before we get targeted.
So-
hackers, but.
Taylor is working on this all somehow.
They are still at now Prince Cap,
Yeah, that's odd.
and
Axe Cap is
who
now Prince
has
Cap.
figured out the secret behind the tech and it's not crime? Ryan.
Ryan, who we don't see in this episode.
But is still
Is
a
mentioned.
going concern.
Yeah.
I
you
was very
specifically said we
explicit.
never
We
see
will
her
never
again.
see Ryan again.
Which is, it's just fine. I'm okay with it for now.
But then who shows up? The bastards.
Which
Dollar
bastards?
Bill and Maffei.
Oh, right. They come
Dollar
in
Bill.
wanting to. Yeah. I think it is a little weird that these ex-coworkers show up to their old place of employment just to hang out.
This would never fucking happen.
Yeah.
I literally work in the same office building as my old job, and I have friends working there. I could not walk in that front door
Yep.
as a former employee. Like, I might be able to get someone to page me in and hang out in the lobby for a minute, but like on the floor?
Yeah, that's a little strange. I do like the moment where Taylor turns around and Taylor reminds me so much of Data in this moment, just observing human behavior and just like zeroes in on, and you can see the mental calculations coming out of their head. Just like, what's happening here? Taylor's going, "We'll hop on her."
We'll hop on her. And that brings me to my question. We know that Dollar Bill and Maffei are at their own company. Victor, Xhafer, what happened to her?
Can we
You're
get weird
asking
with it
both of
instead?
us?
What happened to her? Or no, because I'm asking both of you. So let's get weird with it.
Yeah,
There we
let's
go.
get weird with it.
Let's get
All right, I'm going to say that Dollar Bill and the other dude, Maffei, they successfully sued McAfee for trademark infringement by smudging out some whiteout on his birth certificate to put a C in it and be like, and they went in and said that, yes, technically I am McAfee and I've trademarked my own name. And through pulling some strings, and Dollar Bill brought in another bag full of money to one of the jurors. and they won a huge settlement with McAfee, and they used that to start up their own investment firm with blackjack and hookers.
Blackjack died. We saw his funeral.
Ah, yeah, poor Blackjack.
Yeah.
Dedicated to blackjack. They had a blackjack party, and they hired a lot of hookers.
All right, Xhafer, get weird.
So we know last season there was a little bit of a tussle with Chuck's sex life being made public. And Axe was supportive. This was 2 seasons ago now. Axe was supportive when they were friends. Was all like, oh, weird sex stuff. Whatever. So you like having a cigarette burned into your chest and then being peed on. Whatever.
Call back to the first episode.
Right?
None of us cannot identify with strong, independent brunette women.
Anyways. So what I'm thinking happened is, because Axe not only is gone, he has been removed, right? Like, it is very much the Control F, find, replace all Axe with Prince.
Yeah.
His business is Prince's now. All of his employees are Prince's now. All of the loyalties are Prince's. Something happened beyond Axe just, like, vanishing. And I know I've proposed that he's gone to jail, and I do think that's what actually happened, but that's not weird with it. So to bring it back full circle, some really weird sex stuff came out about Axe. Like, illegal, bad sex stuff. Like, disgusting, like, to everyone's standards. There's no empathizing. There's no, oh, weird sex stuff. I'm talking
Furries.
immoral.
I'm going to say
Feathers.
furries in SS uniforms.
Yeah, the Nazi shit might do it. I'm trying to be amorphous and let whatever you think is terrible fill the gap rather than name anything, because
Well,
I
you
don't
know,
want
we
to
already got
kink
the
shame
Hindenburg.
anyone.
Looking at each other during.
Whatever is completely unimaginably disgusting to you, that's what Axe was doing. You,
Leaving
the
your socks
listener
on
right
during.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, socks, eye contact.
Sock puppets, whatever it is. And all this goes down, and everyone just disowns Axe, except for Maffei and Dollar Bill, because they're the two bros that are going to back him up on his weird sex shit. And so when everyone's all Control-C, Control-V, we're all Prince now, they're all like, nah, we stand with Axe and his weird sex shit. We're doing our own thing now.
We do the weird stuff.
Who we haven't seen in a long time in a few episodes is Bobby's kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gone.
See,
They're
They're with
Laura.
Malin Ackerman. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, I almost want to make this, I almost want to replace my primetime prediction with maybe Bobby finds out his kids are not his.
We're going to see Bobby again.
I think
I
we're
think
gonna
we
see
are.
Bobby.
I don't
show.
think we see Laura again.
Yeah, there's no way we can't close out the final season without Bobby Axe. so.
Yeah.
All right. So we now get Chuck planning to unlock the city. Hey, it's fucked up we have these private parks, and these private parks get to be non-profits, which means they don't pay any taxes on their parks. Private groups get to have huge chunks of the city where no one else is allowed, and then they don't pay taxes. Like, this is legitimately a not bad thing for him to be looking at. But it's also the kind of thing where it's like, if we look at this, the rich people are going to be pissed off at us. He's like, I don't care. This is an easy win for the voters.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a common thing in this show that Chuck gets a new side quest every episode.
Seems to go through a lot of cases.
But
And
like,
here's where we get Commander Ransom talking about something very important, and that is schwapping.
Yeah. Yep, he's talking about that Schwab.
Which, Victor, if you don't know about schwap is where you put gold bond in your grundle.
why would you put... Okay, that sounds like a thing rich people would do.
It's a poor thing,
It's a poor thing, 100%.
and it's great.
It's fantastic.
It's the best.
You guys are messing with... Oh, Gold Bond the powder.
Yes.
Oh,
And you get the triple medicated version because it's the strongest.
okay, yeah.
I don't
no,
recommend
okay,
the triple medicated for your first time. You
Uh,
might want to work
yeah,
up to
okay.
that
You might
no.
want to work up to the triple medicated.
I've never done that, but back when I used to cycle regularly before my bike got stolen, I would lotion up my thighs because you get some really bad chafing if you don't.
I understand
Yeah.
the
And I
chafe.
highly recommend this. I don't know if they're still available anymore, but it was called DZ Nuts. It
Yeah.
was great, man.
Now, what you do is you get some Gold Bond triple medicated.
Yeah.
You put it down there in the grundle, and then you're good for a couple of hours, especially during those hot July, August
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
See, you said
You
Gold
say out in
Bond.
the
I was
sun
thinking.
LARPing
I was
in the
thinking
middle of
like
summer.
Gold Bond. I was thinking literally like gold, like strips of gold, 24 karat
No.
gold you
Oh,
put down
no.
in your.
The Gold Bond powder.
That
Yeah.
sounds like something that rich people would do. They do weird shit like sleep on magnets and crap that's supposed to, I don't know.
It doesn't work. Like chiropractors.
Let
Yeah.
me know when a rich person lives for forever, and then whatever they're doing will listen.
Yeah, being rich is what
Yeah,
makes you live forever.
It helps.
We then find out that somehow Birch, who is Jerry O'Connell, he's our captain, Commander Ransom. I'm not going to call him captain. He is somehow a trustee on our current problem, our inner city park. Inner city park. And Chuck, like, has goons who will push him into a car.
They're like, we're state police.
Yeah. I live for this shit. And he's just like, hey, just so you know, we coming for you. Birch is still the dumb guy who's just like, I am not able to read into this. I'm not able to play 2D chess, let alone 3D chess.
Now, see, Chuck makes a mistake here. I realize this is all part of his long game, but you don't warn someone that you're going after them. See, because that's what Yellow Jacket does in this episode. It's a surprise attack. Chuck doesn't know about it until day of. Here, Chuck is giving Ransom notice, but I understand that's some 4D chess shit he's doing. He's manipulating the hell out of him, but later we find out it's actually Chuck who's getting manipulated. Oh my god, this
But
is
Chuck
like
is also trying to go,
Yeah.
like, I'm making them think I'm going for reclaiming all of their property, and I just want you guys to open it up for a couple of hours every day, and that will make everyone in New York love me.
But,
So
yeah.
he wants an inch, and he's letting everybody think he's going for a mile.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, yeah.
But we get our evil Legion of Doom. And who's there, guys?
Ben,
Oh, I for-
look at the room title for the
I
recording.
know you know.
Use the pun I made. They're
the
the
Legion
Legion
of Doomillionaires.
Doomillionaires.
Doomillionaires. I'm so sorry, Xhafer. You came up with a better pun than I did.
Oh,
Bask
let me
in it.
soak that in.
Soak in it.
Let
Soak.
me breathe it in.
Soak in it like a couple of teenage Mormons.
I also had the evil Bill
I'll
Vengers,
jump on the bed for you
but-
while you're soaking.
What a pro.
I'm there for you, man.
These are all characters that had to have shown up before, right? Like the
1
one guy's from Poker
1,000,000%.
Night.
Yes,
He's the dude from Poker Night. But
God, I forgot
I'm
his
guessing
name.
The other two
he's got
are
such a
also
wiener
involved.
name. Who is it?
Yeah,
Is
I don't give a shit.
Napoleon Jerk Apart. Or something.
Krakow.
Krakow, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, he's back. I did not see that coming at all. Yeah. That totally would have been it. Did any of you do a prediction that we never see him again? Because that sounds like a prediction you would have made.
That might
sounds
be
like a
prediction
Xhafer
I made.
prediction.
It might be a
Yeah.
prediction I made. I wouldn't even be upset about it.
I always predict Xhafer will be back on crack.
Y'all.
Anyways,
All right, drop in from Viper. Drop in from Vipers. Y'all cowards don't even smoke crack.
If you're going to say Viper, put the f on its name.
Anyway, so yeah, we get the meeting of the Doomillionaires.
And who shows up?
Well, okay, we got Krakow, but who else?
Prince. He is our leader, and the rest of our Doomillionaires are like, you invited
Yeah.
Prince, and Birch
They
is
like
like, yeah,
at him. They're like,
he's in the titles now. We invited him.
he's got a credit, y'all.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're just supporting characters, like, we got to invite Prince. And
Trying
so
to make
Prince
fun
is
of
all,
it, but,
hey, I know you all hate me, but we all hate Chuck Rhodes more because he's trying to let the pores into our park that you never attend.
Yeah. Can't just let just anybody into this park. I mean, if you ever, I've learned that if I ever see the term "just anybody" in a review anywhere, then they're just being racist. Because
1,000,000%.
yeah, when I was looking into apartments, I was reading reviews, and some people said it was like, I think the apartment staffing lets just anybody live here. I'm like, oh, okay, I know what that means. Yeah,
Brown
they're being
people of
racist,
any
yeah.
persuasion.
Anyway. So, yeah, they want to let just anybody in the park, which is what parks are for.
Yep. And then Prince is like, next thing you know, there'll be a wealth tax.
Which I am fucking
Please.
100% down for it. Hey, Xhafer, let me in. Let me in. Your
Yeah, Xhafer?
left-leaning socialist, communist, whatever ism it is that does a
Please
wealth
go.
tax, because we need a fucking wealth tax. That's some horse shit. They
Wait,
got it in
are you-
Germany, and you know what? Germany is the most beautiful fucking country I've ever lived in, or I've ever visited.
Okay. So,
And-
Vic, you want me to get you in my secret communist wealth tax chat? And
Yeah.
Ben, are you throwing me out for being wealthy right now?
No, I'm saying please go. Give your wealth tax rant.
Oh, okay. That makes way more sense. I'm all like
I
I'm
saw
not-
one homeless person in Germany.
Yeah, there's a few, but
Yeah, but I saw
apparently
one.
a drug.
there are
problem, but-
more
I
empty
know.
houses in America
Oh yeah.
And there
than
are
there
homeless
are
people.
homeless people. This is such a solvable problem, guys.
Right.
So easily.
And when I
So we
when
need
I went
to
to go
sell
visit
all of
my
our public land.
Oh God, no! Don't sell the public land. No. God. Everything's so terrible.
Two things that'll make Teddy Roosevelt turn over in his grave. One, selling public land, and two, being okay with immigrants.
Three, Republicans being the antitrust busting party.
Fair.
I'm sure would just gut him.
That's why he ran against Taft.
Yeah. Yeah, the last time this happened, he lost his fucking shit and got Woodrow Wilson elected. Imagine what he's going to do this time.
Master of keeping his cool, Teddy Roosevelt.
I need to finish that autobiography series about him.
It's so good.
wasn't one that had a
book one. This is
Taft
done. I
was
need
the
to
one
read
who
book
had
two.
the extra large bathtub installed in the White
Yes,
House, wasn't it?
because
Yeah.
he was the grand total of 300 pounds,
Oof.
which I was well above at one point,
No fucking way,
Cheers.
but I'm well below now.
dude. Yeah, I'll drink to that. Drink water to that because I'm trying to lose weight too.
That's why I'm biking so much.
Yeah.
All
You're
right.
looking
Speaking of
svelte,
biking,
Ben.
does someone
I've
take
lost
the ball
100
on that?
pounds.
Good for
Shut the fuck up. That's amazing, dude. Congratulations.
You're
Won't
concentrated
talk for the
now.
rest of the episode.
Sometimes
Victor
you
told
go
me to
so
shut the fuck
still. I'm like, did Ben just freeze? Jesus, dude, you're like a
No, I commit to the fucking bit, Victor.
yeah. You're
I'm
like
a
Drax
professional.
from
I
Guardians
wouldn't
of
go
the
that
Galaxy.
far.
You're just so still that sometimes you even disappear, man. You cloak. Oh, he's
I've
gone.
legit thought that he dropped his connection because he was so silent and so unmoving. It's happened a number of times. He's even trying not to.
You sound like
blink
my
now.
wife during intimate times.
That's it. That's the podcast. We hit
That's
the
a
wall.
pod, yeah.
All right. Enjoy your vasectomy. We'll see y'all next week.
I'm shooting blanks
Hell
Not
yeah.
yet. Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Where the fuck are we?
And tomorrow creeps at this petty
Guys.
pace from day to day.
Guys, where did we leave off in this fucking... I'm
dude,
just
I
going to
don't
pick
know.
a spot in my notes. Fuck it, it
So
doesn't
now
matter.
we have Kate talking about how, hey, so I told you to go fuck up Rhodes and get 2/3 of the Senate, but sometimes I talk faster than I think. And Prince is like, nah, I'm already pot committed to this. And Kate's like, oh shit, please pull this off, motherfucker. She's like, everybody's gonna think I'm disloyal. And he's like, no, people are gonna think you're a winner. So guide me to getting 42 votes. Which, I'm going to say, man, stuff has changed in the 2 seasons since Chuck seemingly arrested a third of the state assembly.
Yeah.
Where everybody's just like, no, we will turn on this motherfucker tomorrow. It's like, he arrested a third of the assembly.
I wonder how many of them actually got convicted. I'm going to say last time on, none of them did.
Yeah.
They all got off on technicalities.
Yeah.
Because there's
That's
one
how I
thing-
do.
Yeah. Damn it, you beat me to the joke.
That's
Anyway,
Yeah.
I wonder if this entire thing would have happened if Chuck hadn't gone to rub it in Yellow Jacket's face in the beginning of the episode. Like
it would
this
not have.
Yeah.
None of this would have happened.
Because he's a dickhead.
He reaps what he sows. That's
Yeah.
the Chuck way.
You have fucked up now. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
Hey.
And I think we haven't gotten there yet, but I think the entire plot of this episode was designed to lead us towards the Paul Giamatti monologue we get towards the end. But
Which is
100%. So Taylor vibes out that Ben and Tuck are leaving and discusses with their new manager, while Prince gets out a fantasy football draft from before websites did all of this for you to track the status of all of the state senators.
yeah, that's
so
interesting.
Taylor realizes that our two guys, Ben and Tuck, who are our generic, like, day trader guys.
Yeah, one of them was the one with the cuddle noises. Right?
He was the one with the cuddle noises, and the other guy who pretended to be the gay couple buying a house last
Right.
episode.
Apparently, these
Ben
two are
has
really
been there
good at their
since the
jobs.
beginning.
So yeah,
Wendy is out, so Wendy has not been here all episode. And Taylor's
She's on
like,
sabbatical.
hey, they want to go work for their friends, Dollar Bill and Maffei. And at High Plains, which is a awful name for a investment company, but
I'm going to guess they're in the old White Plains office that this show started in.
sounds about right. But she's like, hey, friends wanted to work for friends, I understand. I just want to work here until I earn 10 figures. Her consigliere is just like, what do you want 10 figures for? And they're like, I'm not telling you. Because when you got 10 figures, you don't got to explain shit to anybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they say, hey, we need to keep Ben and Tuck because it's important.
Yeah, it seems like those two are prodigies, good at their job, maybe.
It's also like, you can't lose the middle of your team. You've got your high earners, you've got your running backs. The guys who, or the, in this case, probably I'm guessing Ryan is one of them. The people who are getting the big figure contracts, you need to keep your offensive, defensive linemen, the people who keep the running back running.
Yeah.
To make a football analogy.
Yeah, that's the one with the ball shaped like a
Like an egg.
oval. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Not the one, yeah. You know what's funny? It was
You lose your Texas residency here, Vic.
oh yeah, no, I know.
Am I the Dallas Cowboys fan on this podcast?
Dude, why is anyone a
is
Dallas
weird.
Cowboys fan? So-
Because they're the best.
yeah. It was funny.
Empirically not true.
I found a ball in the park that my dog loves chasing, and I just brought it home. And I told Karine, I was like, "Oh, hey, did I leave my soccer ball in your trunk?" And she went to go check in the trunk and was like, she goes, "Victor, this is a volleyball." I'm like, "Man, I don't know sports."
It's not a pentagon.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Okay. So
I
now
love
are
you,
we?
Fair.
I love you too, Ben. We both did Zero Matto at each other. So
Is that
Don't
the
mind us.
Pentagon internship
That is,
you were
no,
talking
that is the
about?
wrestler Pentagon Jr. He does
nerd.
zero mero, zero fear.
yeah.
It is the only Spanish I know
Spanish splain to Victor, please.
No, my Spanish is
that
terrible.
Carbron
Is yeah.
and that I know is steak.
Muy no bueno. Okay, so we got past the point where Taylor runs into these two dudes holding
And
their
she's like, hey,
their
you've
blue,
got to keep the non-assholes in order to keep this
Yeah.
business running.
Yeah.
and they're holding cups from the coffee place that's
From the
Yeah.
fancy coffee place.
not Dutch Brothers, I guess. So, which apparently I
Whatever it
found out is Dutch Bros, is how it's supposed. There's no period there. The owners want it to be called Dutch Bros. It's gross, but anyway.
Dutch Bros sounds like an inopportune sex act.
Oh, God,
It's
it
what
does.
Axe went down for. Anyways, Prince drives up to Albany to try and convince a certain Senator Tharp, who outright refuses to turn on Chuck because he is a friend. He was
Yeah,
there for
Chuck
him
was
with
there
his
at my wife's
day.
funeral. You
Yeah.
weren't.
Oh.
How about fuck yourself?
Yeah, under better circumstances, isn't that what he
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Prince's crew try to find a new way to get the last few votes.
You don't have the votes. You don't have the votes.
As Chuck continues his crusade to open the park, the judge slaps together the suit and the countersuit and wants them to settle. All this keeps Chuck very preoccupied.
Yeah, it
But it
seems
also
like
keeps
Chuck
him happy
is.
because he's just trying to. All he wants is the middle ground, so he feels like he's winning.
He seems like he loves himself a good side quest. So,
Who doesn't?
yeah.
Thorpe gets a newspaper that must have been printed so fast because it's with news from like 20 minutes ago. He gets a newspaper with the speed of CNN.com about how the governor's going to fuck over his funds. Yeah.
Right.
While Chuck settles for some paltry bullshit, but under the cover of all this, the state senate is ready to vote throwing out Chuck Rhodes tonight.
Emergency session.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then we cut over to the conference room. Dollar Bill and Maffei show up to a place they do not work. And they're like, hey, what's up? We sharing some deets. And then Tuck and Ben show up and like, hey, are we in the wrong meeting? And Taylor's like, no, you are in the right meeting.
Yeah.
Just, oh, God, no.
Taylor once again goes full fucking Sith Lord on these. Hey,
Sure
it
do.
is savage.
Taylor quotes Pulp Fiction at them as they tear Dollar Bill and Maffei apart. Just here's every piece of knowledge one could hope to have about your business. I've got better financial documents about your business than you do.
Yeah, and
I
also
will
I'm Taylor, a
destroy
walking
you.
fucking spreadsheet.
This
They
is
are the
illegal.
Xhafer of billions.
Yeah. Like I love how Taylor said
I don't
will-
like the Libertarian Association, but otherwise, no arguments.
I'm hoping to say last time on that was just a phase.
I wish Xhafer had that many vests.
I'm not
Look good
really
in
a vest guy. I've had vests before, and they're not really my thing. So,
Yeah.
all good in suspenders.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I second that.
You have seen it.
I co-sign that. Xhafer is a good suspender wearer.
As long as you've moved on past the half untucked shirt.
Oh God, gross! Why would you do that, Jeff?
It was his
Look.
thing for a long time.
It-
Yeah, I
He's
wore
moved
Jinko
on
jeans
past
for
it.
a little
I've
while,
moved
so
on past
we all
it.
have our things we're not proud of.
like, I tried to make Fetch happen. Fetch didn't happen. All right.
New
Anyways,
Fetch movie coming out. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah.
Fletch.
So
Sorry, not Fetch. God, I'm terrible. Sorry.
it's cool. I'll speak eventually uninterrupted. Though I'll have one go in this podcast where I get to finish a sentence at some point. Ben, the bit would be you interrupting me right
I'm
now.
not interrupting you. I'm polite.
You're
bad
not,
'cause I hate it
but
when I
that's
get
neither
interrupted,
here
so,
nor
yeah.
there. You'll see it when you edit this episode.
Oh my God! Hang on, I gotta get a screenshot of this. Hold Ben. This is a great fucking shot of Ben's face. Thank you, Ben. Oh, that is meme material right there. Save. All right. Thanks. Guys.
Anyways, as I was saying, they're like, this is illegal. Taylor's all, who the fuck brought me up in this business? You think I give a fuck about illegal? I'm going to destroy you motherfuckers.
Yeah, just for the sake of destroying you, not even looking to make a profit. Like, I'm willing to lose money on destroying you.
Ben, you can stop acting offended. When you go and edit this episode and count the 7 times you've interrupted me so far, you'll understand that I'm not talking shit.
Thought he actually might have.
No, he's still playing right now.
Dude, okay.
You can
don't have to commit
actually
that hard to the
see
bit.
my reflection in his glasses moving. If you look close enough, he's still with us.
I'm just that offended.
Fuck you. You earned it.
CH attachment. Hang on, I'm just emailing myself this screenshot.
Over at the state senate, the breath of how fucked Chuck is hits him.
Yeah.
When his one dude that is reliable comes up and says, under better circumstances, he's just,
Yeah.
I'm fucked. This
That was
is
good.
it.
That
It's
was good.
done time. I had a good run. The governor is sitting next to Prince, which is a bit of a weird setup, I thought.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting
'cause
out in the
why is
audience.
Prince even allowed in this meeting? I guess just because
That
he's
was the
fucking
weird
rich.
bit. Where it's just like it's a closed session of the Senate with all the senators, the governor, and this rich asshole.
Yeah,
Right.
rich ass a-hole who, like, if I was Chuck, I would have brought more attention to that. That this unelected fucking person is having influence here.
Bald asshole.
Yeah.
He finds out there's a little bit of debate about whether or not he'll have even the ability to defend himself for a moment. He compares himself to France facing Nazi invaders. Maybe tone it down a bit, bro. Godwin's Law is how we ended up where we are right now.
I don't know. Rhodes feels a very much like, I go to 11 every time.
Yeah,
He's just
that's the problem.
Yeah, I am Charles de Gaulle dealing with the Nazi invasion, and it's like, everyone not the Nazis also hated Charles de Gaulle. It's like,
Yeah.
Winston Churchill hated Charles de Gaulle. You should know this. You have Churchill's biography.
Yeah. Also, I feel like whenever anyone makes a Nazi comparison in their argument, that's just not that. It's not a good idea. That means you're. Yeah. Anyway,
That's
think
Godwin's Law.
It's cliche.
Godwin's Law is the more you reference Nazis, the less impact it has when you just say someone's a Nazi. Although it's important to note, Godwin, very much still with us, and encouraged people to compare Trump to a Nazi and to compare the rise of Trump to Hitler's ascendancy, saying that it's not an example of Godwin's Law if it's actually accurate. The whole point is not using it when it's not accurate. So, anyway.
I was really happy. I like fucking cheered when last weekend when I took Kareen into Austin for the comedy show, and I passed through a neighborhood that had a few signs that said "Veterans Against Trump." I was like, "Fuck yes!"
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be looking into making that my hobby now that I'm retired and
Yeah.
could spend more time on stuff like that. But anyway, stay tuned, guys.
Who was part of a very rudimentary version of parliamentary process. Seeing Parley Pro made me happy, even if it did end up with our boy Chuck being like eventually having to defend himself.
Dude, I say the tension built up in this scene was very well done because
It was
I honestly
great.
didn't know which way it was going to go. But of course, it comes down to Mr. Under Better Circumstances. It came down to his vote, of course. But wow, that was interesting.
This is totally a riff on John McCain.
It feels like it.
Which one?
This is
No, I mean,
McCain and
who's
the
McCain in this scenario?
Obamacare vote towards
Yep.
the end of Trump's run.
Well, who's supposed to be McCain in this scenario here, in this scene?
I was just meant to invoke, because he's like the guy who said no to his party. I think we were supposed to anticipate that kind of a turn from him.
But Chuck gives a great speech about how, hey, you guys can vote me out, and you'll be heroes tonight.
Yeah.
But when you go up for re-election, everybody's going to be rethinking it. And I 100% think Chuck is going to have all of their voters rethinking it. Because this does end up with everyone being swayed by Prince. Mm-hmm. Even though Chuck gives a great speech about, hey, you're going for short-term gains now, but you're going to blow up like the Hindenburg. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, they got canapes.
Well, unless I'm remembering this wrong, he was ousted by just one vote, right? Yeah. So,
but that means he lost
everyone.
2/3 of the Senate.
Okay, yeah, he did lose quite a bit. Yeah, I gotcha. Now, is this where we get the montage of the machinations that Prince pulled in the background?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. This is a fucking heist. This is Ocean's 11 right here, man. It turned into a whole heist movie to get Chuck bounced out.
Yep. Yeah, it's a whole thing. The way this is all cut is very dramatic. It was very well done.
I would not be surprised, though, if Chuck is playing a long game here somehow, and this was all in order to get... Because in the interim, one of his... I forgot her name, but the one who was denied, who was told to wait outside.
Deva.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah, Deva. Yeah.
She is now the acting...
Now AG.
Yes.
Yeah.
And since she's loyal to Chuck, I feel like this might have been... Maybe if it wasn't his plan to begin with, I feel like Chuck made this a plan B. He's got a plan to move it. There are plans within plans here.
He's still got spies on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Thorpe votes no, or votes yes to throw out Chuck. He's no longer the AG. Prince tells him it's over. He's like, the dead never know when they're dead when Chuck tries to say something. And that's it.
This was an impressive episode. Lots of tension.
Yeah. He's
I
like,
just
go
this
to
episode.
sleep. This is a good episode.
This is what I wanted, man. This is why I
The
picked this show.
machinations.
Yeah.
The scheming
We've
and
had
plotting.
2 episodes of comeuppance, and it's been nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's roll some dice.
Speaking of plotting
Yeah.
and
Oh
scheming,
man.
let's get
Please
this,
don't give us the finale.
dice roll. That's
If
just for
if
show.
I hit a 14, that's the finale.
God damn it. He had
14 or higher.
Come on, roll low.
That is a 9.
I was for sure it was going to be like a 3. Oh,
That takes us to season 7, episode 7, DMV.
Ooh.
Prince's latest play promises to enhance his political platform, but puts Philip in a tough position.
Philip-
Chuck and Wendy face a family crisis as a consequence of Senior's poor judgment.
I wonder if they're referring to Chuck Sr. there.
Seems
I would
like
assume so.
Yeah.
Wags and Scooter team up to boost employee morale at Prince Cap.
his Wags giving out hand jobs.
That's the episode description. Let's do some predictions.
Everyone's favorite part of the episode.
Lincoln, what are you doing up there?
Guessing. I guess no one's coming.
I have seen into the future.
You ruined the prophecy.
All right, I'll start us off. I'm going to start us off daytime. Birch goes to jail again.
Which one was Birch?
Birch is Commander Ransom.
Ransom, yeah. Wait
Yeah.
a minute. Wasn't he in the first episode?
He was in the pilot.
That's right. Because we
He's
had
the
that-
guy who gets screwed over constantly by everybody. And I believe that he gets
Oh,
screwed over
yeah.
again. My daytime, Prince...
Evening.
My evening prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Prince realizes he is in over his depth and brings Axe back in from the wilderness.
Okay.
And then my prime time prediction is Chuck is running for governor.
I
Okay.
can see it ending like that. All right.
So,
I'll go next.
my day- Go ahead.
Go last. All right. Daytime. We never see Yellow Jacket again. Oh, shit. I already lost, didn't I?
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's in the episode description. So
Wait, isn't there a rule for that we can...
Not that I'm
Change.
aware of.
No, you say because
Nope,
you read the
sucks to
episode
be you.
description. Hey, no, we talked about this
The
before.
whole point of me saying the episode description before the predictions is that you can change your predictions based off the episode description.
Okay, I invoke Law 8
That's
here.
why you get the episode preview and then you make your predictions.
Okay, so my daytime prediction is Chuck goes on another side quest.
Sure.
Evening prediction. I think Kate
Literally
Sacker...
in the episode description, so that's rude as hell. But continue.
What? I didn't. To be fair, I didn't pay attention to the episode description.
That's
so.
about right.
Yeah. Evening prediction. Kate Sacker is actually still working for the FBI. And
Oh,
she's
dang.
just there working for Prince as a double agent. Primetime prediction, Wendy and Taylor bang.
Okay. My daytime prediction: Prince's political platform, as mentioned in the preview, is for governor. So after he promises the governor in this one that he's going to fill his war chest and ensure his re-election, he fucks over the governor and runs for his job. Evening prediction, same as Ben, Axe is back.
Guess who's back?
My prime time, before the end of this show, Prince Cap will be Taylor Cap, or Mason Cap, or whatever they decide to call it. The exact name doesn't matter. But Taylor's going to be top dog. And the aforementioned billions of the title.
All right, that's our episode. Before we
Yeah.
go, let's say our thank yous. Take it away,
Yeah.
Xhafer. Jeez, you got...
Ripe!
Yeah, we got some news about Ripe.
Fucking thank you, Ripe. When this comes out, a new single will have just dropped on Friday, right before. Go listen to that. They just announced a fall/winter tour with 30 dates across the United States. Go see them. They're great. Thanks so much for letting us use Goon Squad as our theme song. We appreciate the hell out of it. And we appreciate the hell out of you.
Yeah,
Fuck
Ripe is
yeah,
pretty
Ripe.
epic, man. It feels like every time we record, they got a new thing going on that we need to announce.
They are
like,
in
new-
like priming to announce an album territory.
Yeah.
Lots of singles coming out right now. I'm waiting for the pre-save on
These
the
guys
album.
just don't stop, man. They're always releasing another single or doing another tour. Or, man, hell yeah,
Yeah.
Ripe. Kick ass.
Yeah, they're out there living it.
Yeah. And speaking of people who kick ass, you know who kicks ass is you, the listener, listening to us right now.
Sure do.
If you enjoy our show and you want to be part of it, you can go to voicecast.app/LTO and drop us either a text or a voicemail and chime in on the conversation here. Or you can join our Discord, where today I was flooding the fucking channel like an old man because I was commenting on Who Are You's coverage of Black Hawk Down and didn't realize how I was just like, back in my day when we flew in the whirlybirds, we did a thing and I was like, oh my god, I've turned into that guy. And anyway, but yeah, and also if you do enjoy our podcast, please leave us a review on iTunes or Facebook. And if you don't enjoy our podcast, keep that shit to yourself.
And we'll see you next time on Last Time On.